Hello my dear students. I hope you will be okay with us this year inshallah. Let's start together. We will start our first lesson today about the novel. The name of our novel is A Tale of Two Cities. Of course, it's a new novel for you. But before starting with the novel itself, let me show you something which is very important. And at the beginning, we have to know the name of the writer of this novel. The writer here is Charles Dickens. Let's see some information about this writer together. This is the photo of our writer, or the writer of the novel, and after that, here Charles Dickens was a British novelist, journalist, editor, illustrator, and social commentator who wrote such beloved classic novels as, of course, many novels. These are his novels, the list of his novels, or the novels that he had written before. Oliver Twist, A Christmas Carol, Nickleby, David Copperfield, A Tale of Two Cities, and Great Expectations. These are his novels, okay? And he was, as you know, a great writer, a great English writer. Here, Dickens is remembered as one of the most important and influential writers of the 19th century. Among his accomplishments, he has been lauded for providing a stark portrait of the Victorian era underclass, helping to bring about social change. After reading this part about the writer, and after this introduction about the writer, let's see something which is very important also about the novel, which is the themes. Of course, when we speak about the themes, these themes will help you to understand all the different parts in the novel, and will help you to be able to understand the events that you are going to see in this novel. We have four themes. The first one, tyranny and revolution. This theme speaks about, this theme speaks about much of the action of A Tale of Two Cities that takes place in Paris during the French Revolution, which began in 1789. In A Tale of Two Cities, Dickens shows how the turning of the French aristocracy, high taxes, unjust laws, and a complete disregard for the well-being of the poor fed a rage among the commoners that eventually erupted in revolution. Of course, when we speak about this title or this theme, exactly, you will read many things about it, because, as I told you, it interact with the injustice that happened in Paris during that area, which is 1789. The second theme here, secrecy and surveillance. Surveillance means here the observer, or when you observe someone or put focus on someone. Everybody in A Tale of Two Cities seems to have secrets. Of course, there are many characters who have their secrets, and we read about them. But the most important characters in this story who have secrets, Dr. Manette, who forgotten what history detailed in his secret letter. After that, Charles' secret passed as an Evermond. Mr. Lurie's tight-lipped attitude about the business of Tennyson's bank. We have also Jerry Cratcher's secret profession and Monsieur and Madame Devarge's underground activities in organizing the revolution. In part, all this secrecy results from political instability. Of course, all of these secrets that you are going to read about in details during the novel, or during our reading to the novel or explanation to the novel, you will understand them in a perfect way and in a different way, of course. But this is, as I told you, the theme that you can read about in the novel. After that, fate and history. This theme speaks of Madame Devarge with her knitting and Lucy Manette weaving her golden thread. Both resemble the fates. Goddesses from a Greek mythology, who literally controlled the threads of human lives, as the presence of these two fate figures suggests a tale of two cities is deeply concerned with human destiny. Don't forget that. Concentrate on the word destiny. After that, this theme speaks about sacrifice. A Tale of Two Cities is full of examples of sacrifice on both a personal and national level. Dr. Manette sacrifices his freedom in order to preserve his integrity. Of course, you will find that that man paid a lot of his life and a lot of his age for what? He didn't know, for nothing, because he didn't commit any mistake. But you will find out everything about this matter. Also here we have Charles sacrifices his family, wealth and heritage in order to live a life free of guilt for his family's harmful behavior. Of course, you will find also about that what happened with Charles, and we'll speak about the characters later, by the way. After that, the French people are willing to sacrifice their own lives to free themselves from tyranny, as I told you, which is injustice. Look here, A Tale of Two Cities masterfully interweaves political and personal events. It reveals much about the injustice that incited the French Revolution. By this part, we will finish our themes that we talked about, the 4 themes. Okay, but before we finish, you are going to take knowledge about the characters of the novel. Let's start with the first character here. The first character here, Charles Darnay. Of course, I will tell you quickly about the characters because we are going to read more about them during the novel. The first one, Charles Darnay. Charles Darnay, this is one of the most important characters. A French man and the comic Marquis of Paris. You know that for every country we have families, especially in Europe. They divided the families into, I think, three types. First type, the first type is the noble, and the second one, the medium, or the medium class, or the second class, and the third one were the poor people, and those who are the majority in the country. That man, Charles Darnay, was one of the aristocrats and was one of the richest families. His family was one of the richest families in Paris. The second one, Mr. Loury. Mr. Loury was an Englishman and he was working as a banker, an Englishman and a high clerk in Tellson's Bank. Tellson's Bank in England. Okay? As you will discover later in the novel, that there are 2 branches for Tellson's Bank. One in England and one in Paris. He was working in the French branch at the beginning of his life, and then he moved to live in England because he was an Englishman. After that, this is the most important character that I want you to focus on and take care of this name, Dr. Manette, a French man. Okay? Just a second, please. Sorry for this interruption. Okay? Dr. Manette, a French man and a prisoner for many years. Then Lucy, his daughter, the daughter of Dr. Manet's daughter. I don't want you to bother your brains and your minds about a lot of information about the characters, but I want you to memorize or think about the names. Remember their names. Then Sidney Carter, a lawyer's assistant, whose trade resembles Charles. Look at the two photos of these two persons, first one and the last one. They look like each other, as you see. After that, we have Monsieur Rivage and Madame Rivage. This man and his wife. Monsieur Rivage, a wine shopkeeper in Paris. He is a French man, and this woman was his wife, Madame Rivage, Monsieur Rivage's wife. After that, we have Miss Pruss. Miss Pruss, Lucy's housekeeper. This is the woman who took care of Lucy while her father was in prison. So she was the housekeeper. After that, Mr. Stryver, he was a lawyer, and you know what his turn in the role that he played in the novel after that. This is the Marquis, Charles' uncle. This is Charles, and this is his uncle. After that, we have Gaspard. Gaspard is one of the people who were living in France at that time, and he has a special story or some special events for himself, and you'll know about in the right time, not now. Then, Monsieur Gabelle, this is taxes collector. He was collecting the money and collecting everything from the poor people and the peasants and the farmers, and give them to the Marquis. So he was working for the Marquis family. After that, John Morassad, a spy, and Miss Pruss's brother. Both of them, brother and sister, okay? But he left here, and she was living with Lucy alone, and he was working as a spy. You know spy because you are watching action movies, of course. So you know the meaning of word spy, okay? He was getting information and sell them to the person who will pay for him toward that. After that, of course, he was working for the countries. He was working for England and France. After that, Jerry Crasher, Mr. Lurie's assistant, and he was working as a porter and a servant to Mr. Lurie, okay? That was working at the bank. By this part of our lesson today, we will finish the first part until we meet again, inshallah, in the next lesson, chapter 1. See you soon, inshallah. Thank you very much, my dear students. Goodbye.